thank you all for coming tonight. It's so great to see so many eager faces for you to learn about coal. It's a very exciting topic. So as Matt said, I'm Lindsay Beebe, and I am the Beyond Coal representative here in Utah for the Sierra Club. And I'm talking tonight about the big picture of coal and what that means for Utah. So we're going to look at some basic facts and figures and understand why there's such a great need for change in our state. And I'm going to focus on three main topics. First, I'm going to talk about where our power comes from when you flip the switch in the morning. And spoiler alert, it's probably coal. Second, I'm going to discuss what the products of coal power are besides electricity. We'll explore the true cost of coal in tons of air pollution, in tons of solid waste, and in the abuse of precious freshwater resources. And lastly, I'm going to touch on why coal is still such a dominant energy source in Utah. We'll look at why Utah is getting left behind in this rapidly changing energy economy. So when you wake up in the morning and you flip on your switch, where is that coming from? Where is that power coming from? If you're a resident of Salt Lake or Salt Lake Valley, you're getting your power from Rocky Mountain Power. And as many of you are familiar with the name on the bill there, you might not know that Rocky Mountain Power is actually a subsidiary of Pacificor, which is a much larger utility. It serves parts of Utah, Wyoming, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and California. And this map here, if you're looking at it, is a description of where their power is distributed to. And anything in that darker blue color is who they serve. And Utah is Rocky Mountain Power and Pacificor's largest load center, followed next by Oregon. And as you can see as well by the legend there's yellow dots that represents the coal plants that Rocky Mountain Power owns. And then the red is some wind, which has some nice development in Wyoming. And then various hydro plants throughout Oregon and Idaho. This map is available online if you're super interested and want to delve deeper into it. It's also good to note that Pacificor is actually a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway, which is one of the fifth largest public held company in the U.S. in the world. In the world. So our utility is one of the big guys. So this this graph here is actually Rocky Mountain Power's energy resource mix. And as you can see, we get about 63.5% of our power from coal. And the rest there filled in with some natural gas. So it looks like over almost 80% with fossil fuels, which is a lot. The average across the nation is closer to 40% from coal, so we are well above average. And gets a little bit worse. I'm sorry to say, because if you're looking at this graph here, you're looking at Rocky Mountain Power's distribution throughout the whole system. So, we're importing wind power from Wyoming and hydro from Idaho. And so they take all of those sources and they, mix them together, and this is what comes out. If we're looking just at Utah and the power that we produce here in the state, it looks something a little bit more like this. So, Utah is actually a net exporter of coal. And as I said, the national average is 40% for coal. So if we're looking at just Utah's mix, this is double the national average. And this includes all energy generation in Utah, so Rocky Mountain Power, as well as UAMPS and UMBA and those smaller utilities as well. So we're looking at all this coal here in this pie chart. Where is it coming from? Well, if you take a look at this map here, you can see that Utah has 7 coal-fired power plants. Of these plants, we can look at number 7, that's Carbon. That is slated to close this month. That will no longer be operating, so that's 189 megawatts of coal power taken off the grid, which is exciting. Kennecott, number 6 up there, is actually in this valley, and that is, it's a smaller plant, and it's really only used it's not used for residential, it's only used to power the copper mining facilities, and it's not used in the winter during our inversion months as well, so that's good to note. IPP sells most of its power to Los Angeles, actually, and because California has such strict rules on fossil fuels, they're looking to turn over at least half of their units to natural gas. Sunnyside is a small generation plant. It was built to burn something called gob coal, which is just coal waste, coal that other plants isn't good enough for other plants. So it's a small plant built in 1993, and it's located in East Carbon and Sunnyside, 2 twin little towns near Price. Bonanza, that just disappeared, sorry, right near Dinosaur National Park and Monument, and that is on the Ute Reservation. The last 2 that I'm going to pay particular attention to, you can see number 1 and 2. Those are Hunter and Huntington, and those plants are owned by Rocky Mountain Power, and all of the power generated by those plants are sold to you and me. So, as you can see by this map, these plants, which are quite large, 1,400 megawatts and 900 megawatts respectively, they're sitting right on the doorstep of some of Utah's most iconic landscapes, our national parks and our treasures.